This video will introduce Haidong Gumdo Ssangsu sword form number 5. Ssangsu number 5 is especially interesting because it involves a bit more acrobatics than the previous forms. We'll be using the same jump and cut as we used in number 2. We'll be using one additional cut, and we'll be doing a forward roll with the sword. There will be a special section about the rolling technique at the end of the video. I must make one extremely important safety point about the forward roll. When doing the forward roll with or without a sword, you have to make sure that your head is not going to hit the ground. First and foremost, when you're first practicing a forward roll, you should be doing it on a padded surface. I do these videos outside in my yard because I already know how to do the technique properly. If you cannot find a padded surface, such as gym mats or any other type of padded place to practice, do not do Ssangsu number 5. If you have to wait until you can find a place to do it, then wait. Go on to number 6, it doesn't involve any tumbling. When doing the technique, make sure you tuck your chin into your chest to avoid hitting your head on the ground. And it is important that you push, whether with the one hand or the two hands on the ground, so that your head is never going to strike against the surface. Even if your head hits a padded surface, you can cause damage to your neck and you can cause yourself injury. We are not responsible if you don't listen to the safety tips we give you. I am just trying to make sure that you are safe. The draw for Ssangsu 5 has you turning backwards towards your back and doing a long horizontal cut, then coming back to standard en garde. You take one normal step forward, cross step and parry to the left, and thrust. You can't see it well from this angle, but you'll do 2 circular parries and thrusts with a step. Bring the sword up, left head guard and turn towards your back 180 degrees and cut down. Then, stepping to your left, head guard on the right, step and cut. 180 degrees to the stomach side, head guard on the right, step and cut. Once more 180 degrees, head guard right, step and en garde. Here we'll be doing our jumps. Parry to the left, jump, circle, and cut. This time, a straight vertical jump and a switching of the feet. Now the roll, pulling the sheath up and putting the sword in front of us as our launch point from the ground. We'll kick off, roll over, trying our best to align on the spine, and when we come out of our roll, we'll stand up, do a high head thrust. One more head guard on the left and slash down. Then we bring the sword up, flick our wrist around, and sheath. The spin over the head is actually fairly easy. You just want to make sure that your hand is high enough up that you don't smack yourself with the sword. Here we will show Ssangsu number 5, starting from the back view, so that the rest of the techniques can be clearly visible. Again, draw the sword back into a long horizontal cut, and then step back to normal en garde. One simple step forward, then cross step and parry to the left, and thrust. Circular parry clockwise and thrust, circular parry counterclockwise and thrust. Head guard on the left, turn 180 degrees to the back and cut. Head guard on the right, step and cut. Head guard on the right, step and cut. Head guard on the right, and into en garde. Here, beat the opponent's sword to the left, jump cut. Another vertical jump to switch the feet. Pull up the sheath, put down the guard of the sword as your pivot point, and push into a forward roll, trying to travel along the spine if possible. At the end, step up, head thrust, pull back into a left head guard, slash down, spin the sword over your head. Again, get your hand high up enough that you don't smack your head, and sheath. Here we'll take a closer look at the forward roll with a sword. Holding the sword in your right hand, your knuckles should align with the blade of the sword, and it will be as though you are punching the ground, flat of your fist and blade of the sword to the ground. Your left hand will cross beyond the sword for extra support. You'll push off with your feet, roll, and stand into a head thrust. This is the technique while carrying a sword scabbard. Pull the scabbard up and hug it close to your body. You'll only have one point of pivot here, so you'll have to make sure that your right hand holds the sword firmly, blade and fist to the ground, push off with the feet, roll, and stand up into a high head thrust.